Welcome to iCaliTube, another video. So we're going to describe the Lenovo Yoga 720 right here. Going to do an unboxing and first impressions again and go through the hardware and like the aesthetics of the laptop. So what I have is the Lenovo Yoga 720 2017 edition, and it's the i5 7200U 2.5 gigahertz processor, 8 gigs of RAM and 256 hard drive. Making some small comparisons to the Dell XPS 2-in-1 13-inch laptop and also the HP Spectre X 360 laptop as well, because these three laptops I think are competing for the same space. So let's get into the unboxing here. It gives you kind of like a nice, I don't know, premium box with the charger and things. It's charged with the USB-C charger here, as you can see, and it comes with like a brick style charger, canvas case with the laptop. So you're just gonna take it out of the laptop. And I actually already, turned this on and everything, and used it for about a week, but I'm gonna give you guys an in-depth review later in another video. This video I just want to show you the unboxing and first impressions. Let's start with the bottom. It has these speakers on this side, and these are these are JBL speakers. And then you have your fan here, and I've noticed, I'm not sure if there's two fans in here, but I do notice there's one fan for sure. And it also has like protective like filter layer here so that a bunch of dust does not get inside of your laptop. Thin black canvas material layered on the inside. Exhaust here. You do have some bolts here that you can easily remove the laptop. The backing of the laptop, it looks super easily removable. Another thing to mention here is these rubber feet for the laptop, which are premium, very sturdy. Once you put it on the table, your laptop is not going to move. It's really subtle, but I think it's important when it comes to like functionality. Okay, so what do you have on the top here? You have this Lenovo Yoga sign here. It's kind of like this raised texture, aluminum textured Lenovo sign. You also have two really decent and flexible and sturdy hinges. I want to make a point of that. These hinges are amazing. And they're amazing compared to the HP Spectre 360 hinges, which I think by comparison are not as good. I want to use the word, they even suck. Like if you go to Best Buy and you open up the Lenovo HP Spectre 360 hinge, and if you lift up the laptop on the XP 360, what's going to happen is when you lift up the laptop like this, like as you can see, I'm like, doing like a pretty aggressive lift on the laptop, and you can see the screen is not moving. You see that I'm kind of at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going like that, and I'm still at a 90-degree angle. With the XP 360, even if you do just like a gentle kind of lift like that, what's gonna happen is the screen is actually gonna bend backwards. So the hinge on the 360 sucks by comparison to the Lenovo. It has a 13.3-inch screen. I got the full HD screen. I did not get the Quad HD. The Quad HD obviously is gonna look prettier, but the FHD is going to have longer battery life, and I don't really do graphics and things like that, so I don't really need a Quad HD screen, but the FHD screen will be fine for me. So I do have some sunlight coming in through my window, so that's probably why the screen isn't as bright. The bezels here are really thin. I mean, they're obviously not as thin as the the Dell XPS 13, which almost has like no bezels, but the bezels here on the side are pretty thin, so you use a lot of the screen real estate. But the Dell XPS 13 is considered a 13-inch screen going from diagonally, but actually the height of the XPS screen is actually shorter than this, which could be a problem if you actually need viewing space. So the XPS 13 screen is shorter, and so although you do have the same diagonal, it is shorter, so you do have a smaller screen, and that's why the Dell XPS actually is a smaller laptop physically. Okay, I think this is a better angle to show kind of like the screen. Just turn the laptop away from my windows so you guys could see how the screen looks like. But you guys could also see the keyboard here. So the keyboard is actually really nice. One thing that I want to talk about is I do not like island style chiclet keyboards, because the reason that I don't like them in general is because they're completely flat, and the anatomy of your fingertips, we don't have flat fingertips, so it doesn't make sense to have a flat keyboard with if your fingertips aren't flat. It makes sense to have a kind of a groove within each key so that your fingertip can rest on each key. And for example, finally, like most of the newer laptops have chiclet style keyboards, but finally Apple on the new 2017 MacBook Pro, their chiclet keyboards actually have a slight dip in each key, so your fingers can rest in each key, which is awesome. But let me tell you why, even though I don't like chiclet style keyboards, why I like this keyboard a lot is because it's very well spaced, and also it has this kind of like rubberized texture material on each key. And one of the reasons why I don't like chiclet style plastic keyboards is because when you rest your fingers on them to type, they can easily slip on and off each key. But because this is kind of like a matte texture rubberized material coating that's on each key, your finger rests on the key, so you're not slipping off each key when you're typing, so you're able to hit the exact key that you're supposed to hit when you're typing. And the keyboard, let me just pretend to type and let you guys listen to the noise. Okay, so the keyboard I think is really quiet. These don't have a plasticky feel, they feel very premium. And if I were to rate this keyboard, I would give it a 9 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because it does not have dedicated page up and page down keys. In order to hit page up and page down, you have to hit function and then up and down button to hit page up and page down. For some programs, like I use Bluebeam PDF editing software, and page up and page down allows me to go up and down the pages. So I need a dedicated page up and page down, but if you don't, then it's fine. Otherwise, I would have given it a 10 out of 10. Another cool feature that it has is it does have a lighted keyboard. You guys probably can't see that because it's really sunny, but the lighted keyboard works really well. It has a low light and then a high light and then off. So you do have two settings for your keyboard. Fingerprint reader I haven't used yet, so I can't comment on that, but I have used this trackpad, and the trackpad is great. It's actually really big. By comparison, it's bigger than the 2015, 2016 models MacBook Pro. But obviously, it's not bigger than the 2017 trackpad MacBook Pro because that thing's huge. But this trackpad is really nice, and it's very precise, and the functionality I really like. So one thing that I do want to mention is that with these Windows 10 multi-gesture touchscreen laptops, they do work with the majority of applications. But for example, when you're surfing the internet, multi-touch gesture on your trackpad and also on your touchscreen, the gestures on your touchscreen for example, Google Chrome, Google Chrome the web browser is not optimized for Windows 10 touchscreen features. That's why I decided to use Windows or Microsoft Edge internet browser, not because I like it better, but because it's optimized for touchscreen. So what I do is I just use Microsoft Edge web browser, but I don't use the Bing search. I just put the settings to Google search. So even though I'm using Microsoft Edge, it's kind of like I'm using the Google search in Chrome. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. So I'm able to use the multi-touch gestures with also the Google search results. So I would definitely do that, because sometimes you'll notice like on your touchscreen laptops, if you use Google Chrome and you try to like touch the link or zoom, or like try to use your two-finger gesture to go back page or front page, sometimes it may work, sometimes it doesn't work. It's because it's not optimized for that feature. I made a rookie mistake. I actually had the battery on power saving mode. That's why the screen wasn't as bright as it should have been. But I took power saving mode off, and now I have my screen on maximum brightness. So anyways, so pay attention to this screen. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys multi-touch gestures. If you have a laptop like this and you're going to be using the capacitive pen, Drawboard PDF is like really awesome for that. So anyways, I'm going to show you the multi-touch gestures. For example, three swipe fingers up, is going to show you the applications like this, and then so I'm just going to like swipe, just going to click this and swipe back down. So then 3 fingers swipe down. It's going to show you the desktop, so it's like really easy. So 3 fingers swipe back up, swipe down. Here, and I'm going to use the 2-finger gesture to like, instead of like having to drag your mouse all the way up to the back button here, you don't have to do that. You just do 2 fingers, swipe that way, and then it brings you that way. And let's say, oh no, I want to go back to that page, 2 fingers swipe this way, and you're back to this page. Obviously, it's going to be faster depending on how fast your internet is. So yeah, this is iCaliTube, the YouTube channel that you should be subscribed to. Okay, so it has a headphone jack and also built-in microphone jack. So if you have like a gaming headset or you're Skyping, you can have a headset that has a microphone, the headphones along with the built-in microphone, so that'll work there. This is a Thunderbolt 3 port, so it acts as a USB 3 USB-C port where you can also connect to displays like your television or your monitor. And this is the charging port and also a USB-C port. This is a Thunderbolt 3 port. The difference between these two is you can plug your charger into either of these ports, but this one here, the Thunderbolt, this one you can connect to 2K and 4K monitors. This one I think you could just connect to whatever's below 2K monitor, so you can connect to your HDMI monitor or just your normal computer monitor as well. Obviously you're going to need adapters unless you have a USB Type-C connection to your monitor. And then lo and behold, there is your obviously your power button here. And the cool thing about this is that when it charges, or I don't know if you guys see that, but it has this kind of like really cool, oh you saw that, white luminescence that it comes on and off. It looks like really premium. It's really subtle, but it does make this laptop kind of nice. So this is your USB 3.0. If you're in college or high school or work, you and your college are all gonna have, the USB flash drives that are gonna require this port, and it's not like for some people it's like absolutely required. Like for me, I think I need this port because all my flash drives require USB like this, and I have an external mouse like that requires USB like that, and all my colleagues in graduate school also have flash drives, and we always exchange materials, and we use the flash drives to give each other materials. And so having a port like that is like essential. The HP Spectre 360 does have that USB port, but the Dell XPS 13 does not have that port. It just has USB-C ports, so that's something to keep in mind. Another thing that I want to talk about is the Active Pen. Okay, so when I first got this Lenovo Active Pen, I'm going to demonstrate the Lenovo Active Pen in another video, like a very in-depth demonstration. But when I first got it, it comes with this plasticky holder that has a USB plug-in. So it plugs into here. And when I first got it, I thought it was kind of a silly design, but actually it's kind of cool. It's very premium, and it doesn't just like plug in. It actually plugs in, and it plugs in and feels like you're plugging a USB flash drive into here, because the way this is like designed, it has like bumps and edges so that it actually plugs into your USB, even though there's no data because it's just plastic. But watch this. Let me show you guys. So it's like not going anywhere. And this is your pen, so I put it in here, and I actually transport this in my laptop like this. So I have a sleeve in my backpack, and I just pop it in like this. This stays at the top, and I just pull it out, and I go to business with it. Oh, one thing that I actually need to show you guys is the actual yoga part of the yoga. So I need to flip it. I forgot to flip it. Touchscreen features on here, but if you grab from here to here, you could show your applications, and just you could go like that, and then go like that, or you could also, how do you say, if you just want to maximize this one, you can. So this one you can just make it go away. Okay, there you go. And then this maximizes. And then another thing, you go swipe from here to here, and then you have your settings here. Like you could turn on Bluetooth or turn it off, or turn on battery saver, or turn Sketchpad. And I'm gonna use my pen here just really quick, but I'm gonna do a more in-depth review later on. But it's just like kind of like a quick demonstration just to show you guys that it works. So this is kind of like how it writes. So let's pick a color here. So yeah, that's how that writes. Pretty awesome. And actually I take a lot of notes with this Drawboard PDF application and just kind of show you how I would normally use my laptop to take notes. So for example, this is a PDF lecture slide. And so let's say, for example, there's something important about the L4 space here. So I would pick, my pen tool here, and then I would just come to the side here and I'd be like, let's see, L3, L4, it's responsible for the knee reflex. So then I would just like come down here and just be like, boom, and then pretty much it and just save it. I'm gonna do like a more in-depth review in another video regarding the pen and being able to like take notes and things like that. So yeah, so that's the review on the laptop. I'm gonna do another review using this pen in another video, and then also another more in-depth review of the actual usage and the review of the laptop. And I'm gonna make another video with 3 things that I don't like about the laptop. So stay tuned for that. But keep in mind, there's definitely a lot I do love about the laptop, and I am going to keep the laptop. And also something about fan issues. On this laptop, I have 0 fan issues, but actually, I'm not going to say anything. Stay tuned for the next video when I talk about 3 things that I don't like about the laptop. I'm going to bring up the issue some people are having about the fan issues and actually how to resolve that. So, but luckily, mine, I don't have any fan issues, so I'm good. But those that are kind of worried about fan issues, don't let that be a deterrent, because mine does not have any fan issues. So, and I love this laptop, so I would not, hesitate too much about that. But let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see in the next video. Let me know what applications you want me to use to demonstrate the Active Pen. This is Lenovo Active Pen 1 with 2,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. The Active Pen 2 with 4,000 levels is not released yet. Hashtag thanks Lenovo. But let me know what you want me to review also in the in-depth review that I'm going to give, actually demonstrating like the usability of the laptop and things like that. Thanks, and thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share it on Facebook, share it on all the the tech magazines, the online tech magazines, and like all that. And one of my life goals is to make this the best YouTube unboxing video that you've ever seen in your life. So hopefully I did that, and thanks again.